So then I have 60 days. And then I have 2 times. Oh, shit, I think that's pretty nice. Passive income, yeah, I've read that a lot in the comments. How do you actually build that up? And we all want to make money in our sleep. Yeah, of course we want that, but does it really work? And like I said, there's a lot of bullshit out there. So make sure you don't fall into any scams. 2001. But today I'm actually going to show you 3 ways you can build passive income in a relaxed way right now. So I would stick around. But before we get to that, I'd like to actively collect some subscriptions. Yeah, exactly. So I've noticed that most of the people watching the videos aren't even subscribed. So if you're one of those rascals, well, then feel free to hit the button and also subscribe to the bell so you don't miss any important info. And if you really like it, feel free to leave a like or write a comment. So give a like and write a comment, you know what I mean? Then that would really boost the algorithm, and I would be super excited about that during the pre-Christmas season. So thank you very much. And so we won't waste any time and jump right into the first hard banger. Maybe you've seen it in the past videos too, because you're definitely a loyal viewer of our videos, and that's with PyNX. So we're talking about the grid bot, and we're going to take a detailed look at it right now. So I use these things myself. It's not like I'm just sitting here in front of the community and saying, this is amazing, you have to do it. Definitely, I then talked to PyNX because I said, hey, the grid bot is working surprisingly well. I'll explain how it works in just a moment. Anyway, I got a deal out of that. Now I have to say, at the time of this recording, which is Friday, I'm allowing myself to take a break from making videos this weekend, so you'll probably see a one there. This means that if you want to secure this double deposit bonus, you should be relatively quick. How is this all possible? So you click here to participate, and then you need to go through KYC 2, please, and then you have the big advantage of securing a bonus of up to $300. That makes it very attractive because it's clear there's a difference if I, for example, run the bot with $300 or with $600 or with $1,000 or with $1,300, and you know what I mean? So there's definitely some risk involved, of course. So just mentioning that on the side. Now let's take a quick look at what's been happening so far. And indeed, we're currently in the negative, but I'll quickly explain to you why. That's totally fine with me at this point. So I can tell you, a few days ago I was in the Ethereum bot USAND, and I was about 140% in the negative. About 24 hours later, I closed the thing in the positive. But let me show you that quickly. So yesterday it was in the positive too, but please don't let that confuse you. What's good about the bot is that it goes into the negative because then it buys in to sell again in the positive. I can also show you that briefly. Yeah, I could have just gone here and looked at the past bots. So the ones I've always closed were definitely in the positive. I started at just under 16%, then within 24 hours I was up to 42%. I closed it in the positive, and here with 19%. Yesterday I closed it with just under 3% in the positive. I'll gladly explain that to you. So let's take a detailed look at this. I actually went into the Pepe bot on purpose, or rather, I started the bot with PayPal because it makes sense to have something to work with. The basic principle of this bot is that it drops, buys in, so if you're working with long positions, when it rises, it sells again. And that way you keep buying, selling, and so on. So, not what most retailers follow with high, sell, low. That's not so great in the long run. The bot does it differently, which is why it generates some nice returns. And sometimes it's in the positive, sometimes in the negative. It's important to note that I had the Ethereum bot running on X, so leveraged at 25. With Pepe, the volume is of course a bit lower, which also means there's more volatility, making it exciting for a bot because it can quickly go up, down, or down, up, and so on. So you could say that I went in here with a 10 times leverage in quotes, but you can still get liquidated if things go wrong. But how you can still set up the bot cleverly and work with a higher lever and set up all these grids and so on and so forth, click here. I've explained it all in detail. What I just want to show you is the reason why I got out of Ethereum. The background is that we're currently at a relatively high point with Ethereum, and I also started the bot at a relatively high level. which was smart because otherwise I would be in the negative right now since it has dropped again, and then it has to wait until it comes back up into the positive. It's a little different with Pepe because we're a little bit in the middle of it all, and you can assume that it's going to go up, down, and so on. We can also create corresponding chart forecasts and everything, but as I said, you know what I mean? For me personally, it's a good way to build up passive income, where I have the corresponding capital. I've got about $500 floating around here right now, and they can then put to good work. So, feel free to check that out, and like I said, if you're interested in this promotion, take a look in the description below. There's the link for you to sign up. Let's move on to the next thing, which I've personally tested as well. Some people will start asking how you can incorporate Bitfutter into this. Yes, it's quite simple. The pre-sale is running. I find it pretty funny with the token because you have to buy $250 in the token to use the bot. This bot works a bit differently. For one, it only trades meme coins. That's where it gets interesting. This bot doesn't track the meme coins themselves, but rather the wallets. So basically the traders. With this bot, which is already available on Telegram, there should also be a desktop application and so on. You can copy these wallets and it will then buy the corresponding trades. Now, how do you find these good wallets? Since that's what everything depends on. You can copy these wallets and it will then buy the corresponding trades. So, how do you find these good wallets? Since that's what everything depends on. You can find that on websites like this. If you're interested in how to analyze a good wallet in detail, of course, no one knows that just because something has performed well in the past, it has to do well in the future. That's an important point to keep in mind. However, if you're interested in this topic, feel free to drop a comment and we can discuss it further. I personally have to say that these returns are impressive, and I can show you that right here. So completely open and transparent. Here, for example, I bought quite a lot. So we were at about 35% up, 28% up, okay, 50% down here, 71% up, and 14% up. So it's a wild mix, and I'm pretty sure that if you pull out a better wallet, you'll get different positive numbers as well. So here, for example, well, we're talking about over 104% in profit. So, like I said, I find the whole thing pretty exciting, especially since it's fully automated and I don't just get a message in Telegram saying, yeah, a token was bought again. And especially with meme coins, things can move really quickly. So, for example, the wallet I'm currently copying has made 1,500% in the past. Then it obviously tastes different depending on the investment. When this wallet makes additional purchases, it will buy accordingly. I don't want to go too deep into this or stretch it out for too long, so let's keep it brief. So if you're interested in this topic, check out the description. There's a link to Bitfood itself there. No relink, that's an info page. So feel free to check out the page and then decide for yourself. I'm personally going to keep this test running and will keep bringing it up in the videos. By the way, we are not being paid by this project. And yes, I also invested the $250 in the tokens and started this bot with my own capital. So just to be clear, and here of course you can also get burned because if the wallet makes bad purchases and gets liquidated, then you're liquidated too. So everyone should be aware of that. That's why we're maybe moving a bit more out of trading into the lower risk area, and that's the third option for building passive income, which I also use. And that brings us to staking. Now, some of you might remember from the past, the last bull run, everything was being staked, and that led to some kind of inflation, and then, oh, shit. In the end, some people came out as losers. Yeah, that's why you really have to think about what you stake. Sure. Now let's take a look at, for example, Cardano. So Cardano, for those who have been following it a bit, we've definitely made a video or two about it. You've probably seen them. In case you might have missed it, free to click here. For sure, Cardano has some substance to it, so you can definitely talk about it as one of the largest cryptocurrencies without sticking your neck out too far. Now you have the option to do this through various means, like for example, Exodus Wallet. I would always be relatively cautious about putting something like that into unhosted wallets in staking, but you also have the option, for example, to do it through Ledger, just to take a bit of wind out of the sails. There will also be a video coming soon, and it won't be long now, about why you definitely shouldn't use Ledger anymore. And it's not about security, just to get that out of the way before someone starts writing, "Leave me alone. I already know that." No, what I'm providing you, I think you don't know yet, but just a side note. If you're using Ledger and want transparency with Cardano, you can stake it on Ledger. Explore it. Just hold Cardano on Ledger to stake. For sure, with Cardano, you have the option to stake it on Ledger. Exactly. You can stake Cardano, and it goes further from there. You have the corresponding explanations for that. So feel free to dive deep into it. In the end, you just need to hold the Cardano on the Ledger, and then you can put it into staking. Now, there are actually two different options when it comes to staking. There's locked staking, which means for a certain time frame, you usually get more payouts. Then there's flexible staking, which means I can get in and out quickly. That's why you should always think about whether it makes sense to stake your tokens for, say, half a year, especially in light of a bull run. No, guys, definitely don't do that. So, as I said, I pulled this out here, just two examples. 2021, here's Bitpanda. Some of you might know it, an exchange. By the way, the images are really good. Just wait for the dog poop to come. Where is it? There it is. Exactly. I think it's done in a really funny way. And here you can see, for example, you should just hold the cryptos and then you'll get the corresponding rewards. It's not super crazy, but it's pretty cool if those things are just lying around anyway. Now the DeFi enthusiasts are coming through. Again, not your keys, not your coins. So you should think about it. But hey, it is what it is. You also have the option to stake here at Binance. And there you have exactly this difference between flexible and locked staking. So that means with flexible staking, you're, for example, maximum at 1271. Important, it says maximum. That doesn't mean you'll get 12.71%, so you know. And with locked staking, you have quite a big gap, by the way, between 394 and 115 on 15%. That's obviously also dependent on which pool you go into, because to understand, the more people join a staking pool, more fixed value gets distributed in that pool. That means the more people there are, the less each individual person gets distributed. Makes sense somewhere, right? Here's another example. Even though I'm invested in Solidus, I'm not using this staking. Why am I not using that? Because the minimum is, for example, 90 days. So yeah, that could work. So we have issued forecasts about how long the bull run will last. Now we do have a few bearish impulses, and we need to take a look at the inflation numbers and how everything is swirling around, and what that 2021 Donald is up to when he finally gets into power. For sure, I personally say I won't lock anything away for 90 days. But hey, like I said, we just have to wait and see. Percentages don't really excite me that much. What's actually quite interesting, and I do use it myself, something to consider, and that's with Taurus. And with Taurus, I want to say at this point, either can't do math, or I can do it better, or they think the holders aren't that smart. Why? You get here, if you lock for 30 days, which is important for locked staking, but 30 days I find still manageable. You have a multiplier of 1x. If you lock for 180 days, then you get 2x. Wait, so if I lock for 30 days twice, then I have 60 days. And then I get 2x plus the compound interest effect. Okay, so be it. You can also stake it for a year and then you'd be at 4x. I definitely went with the 30-day option here. In my opinion, I find it exciting. You don't have to put in the full amount. So you have a minimum stake of K tokens here, and then you can vary that more flexibly. But I think the 30 days is quite nice. And now we come to the drawing of today's giveaway. Yeah, the XRP army is definitely going strong. When I look at these click numbers and the comments below, it's being discussed quite controversially. So yeah, I'm going to start the raffle now and see who the lucky winner is. And congratulations, thanks for the info. Yes, very, very gladly. So, as I said, feel free to discuss this with us. Even if you like this video and want to support the channel a bit, feel free to leave a subscription, a like, or just drop a quick comment. Then you might win in the next video, and that way you're also helping to boost the reach and growth of the channel. And now I'm really curious about your opinion. But before I'm curious about your opinion, let's start the raffle box again and pull out the now quite empty advent calendar or mailbox. So what? Let's just do it. Here's the envelope for that. By the way, we have a cool trading exchange going on in parallel. That paper really took off. That means if you say, hey, look, I'm looking for a $25 bonus to secure for trading, then check the description. There's the link to BitMEX. You can get started with trading there. Now let's see what we have here. That's 120.25. So that means 125 BitMEX tokens can be won by someone who has created an account with BitMEX and has also written a really cute, sweet comment down below about passive income. Makes sense. Or if you say, hey, analyze this or that token or coin, we can definitely do that too. So let's just have a discussion. And if you want the conversation to keep going, feel free to join our Telegram group. The link is also in the description. See you in the next video. Until then, all the best.